name's Ellen Bettridge, and I'm the CEO of Uniworld. And welcome to our virtual event. We're going to go to one of my favorite destinations, Egypt. I'm going to take you through some of my experiences on board the River Tosca, as well as the new super ship Sphinx, and also introduce you to one of our amazing Egyptologists. They are the people who truly bring to life this magnificent destination. So you've arrived into Cairo after a very long flight, and you're going to be greeted by a Uniworld host who will take you to either the Four Seasons or to the Ritz-Carlton. After a very good night's sleep, the next morning you'll meet with your Egyptologist and you'll go off on an incredible adventure of the city, where you'll see how the people live and visit some of the iconic sites. The next morning, you're going to wake up bright and early and you're going to fly to Luxor. In Luxor is where you're actually going to join the incredible ships. These are your floating boutique hotels for the time on the Nile. So let's go on board the super ship Sphinx first. I was just in Egypt back in September of 2021 to actually christen the incredible super ship Sphinx. I love this ship. You walk on board, she is absolutely elegant, but bright and full of life. And it's truly because they made it to look and feel as though you're in Egypt the entire time. You've got the colors, you've got the style of the wood, everything's hand carved and designed. It's absolutely magnificent. Now, the ship has 42 suites on board, and they're all a little bit different and just so special and designed just for you. I know that you'll be very comfortable during your time that you're there. We have an amazing dining room, which has these beautiful lamps that hang from the ceiling. There's nothing like them. I absolutely love the restaurant. And then we have a smaller dining venue that you can actually make arrangements to have dinner in as well. And then, of course, on the top deck, you've got a gorgeous swimming pool and beautiful places to sit out and just watch the incredible landscape go by. Docked right next door to the River Sphinx is the River Tosca. She's our sister ship, and she was christened back in 2009. And I was so fortunate. At the time, I was working for one of the travel companies that supports Uniworld, and I was invited to join the incredible inauguration of the River Tosca. So I am so proud to say that I have actually been on the inaugural ship voyages for both of these ships. Now, I love the Tosca, and she has a very special place in my heart. And that's because I took my youngest daughter, Grace, with me on this incredible adventure. She was 15 years old, and to see her experience this history and how it comes to life was just amazing. And it's a memory that will stay with me forever. Now, the Tosca is a little bit different. She's darker woods, very elegant, absolutely stunning, just a classic ship. And she hasn't changed at all. And she's got beautiful, huge suites. And there's 82 passengers on board this ship. So once again, incredibly comfortable. We also have a gorgeous top deck with an incredible swimming pool, a beautiful restaurant. So I know that whichever ship that you choose, you're going to be so happy. On board both of these ships, though, what I will tell you, it's the hospitality of the people. The Egyptians who are there to serve you and to ensure that you have the trip of a lifetime are absolutely incredible. They are there to make sure that there is no request too large and no detail too small. You let them know what you need, and they are there to help take care of you in only way that Uniworld can. I know that you're going to enjoy this incredible journey. If you want to experience more of what this incredible region offers, you could also take our pre-extension. So prior to going to Cairo, you would actually fly to Jordan, where you would spend 5 nights there with a guide who could take you to the most incredible sites. You'll get to go to the Dead Sea, you'll get to go to the Aqaba, you'll get to go to the incredible city of Petra. And also, one of my favorite places you'll get to visit is the Iraq Al Amir Women's Cooperative, which is funded by Treadright, which is the foundation which is run by the Travel Corporation, which is the parent company of Uniworld. You'll go to this incredible cooperative where you'll see the women and the handicrafts that they make and how they have flourished. You'll get to see the ceramics and the paper making. It is really a credible place to go. So please, let's take a quick look.
A pocket of calm in the vast Middle Eastern tapestry, Jordan is a blend of biblical history, Bedouin tradition, and uncharted beauty. At the invitation of Uniworld and their not-for-profit partner, the Treadwright Foundation, a team of influential storytellers traveled to Jordan, where Uniworld's own guests can experience Treadwright's work to make travel matter at the Iraq Al Amir Women's Cooperative.
My name is Celine Cousteau, Treadwright Ambassador. For the past 10 years, Treadwright has been impacting how people travel and what they see beneath the surface. I've traveled to Jordan together with a group of incredible storytellers to visit the Iraq Al Amir Women's Cooperative. Located in a small village just outside of Amman, we've come to visit the women who work here and to see firsthand the impact of Treadwright's involvement with the cooperative.
Iraq Al Amir Cooperative was established in '96 as an all-women-run cooperative that is supporting the ladies in this neighborhood to really share some of the cultural values that they have. The Treadwright Foundation is supporting Iraq Al Amir Cooperative, and together we'll be working with this cooperative to upgrade the gift shop. But I think the more important piece we'll be working on together is to help the cooperative become a viable business.
We've come across so many women on our travels around Jordan so far who are not only exceptionally warm, but they're also extremely well educated. Traditionally, in Jordanian society, a woman's role has been seen as in the home. So it's really been great to see job opportunities being created for women through tourism.
So yeah, we basically just spent the morning with them, seeing a little peek into their daily lives. They're really diversifying what they can offer to visitors and tourists in an attempt to become more of a viable, sustainable business.
جمعية عراق الأمير أول شيء هي كانت من دعم من مؤسسة الحسين. أول شيء من 93 بلشنا مع مؤسسة الحسين، كنت أنا أول واحدة معهم. طبعا كان مشاريع اللي عملوا لنا إياها اللي هي الخزف والورق والنسيج. هو كان صعب يعني للبنات انه يطلعوا منه في فرص عمل هون ما في بعراق الامير. هي الزراعه، شجر الزيتون وقته لما يكون قطاف الزيتون، والبنات اللي ينجحوا فيه منهم انه يكملوا جامعه ويقروا ويدرسوا ويكملوا دراستهم. في منهم اللي يعني يقعدوا بالبيوت وشغل بالبيوت، بس في من الاهالي عنده انه يقدر يخلي بنته تروح تشتغل بوادي السير بالبيادر فوق بعمان مصانع اشي فرص عمل يخلوهم، بس أكثرية لا ما يسمح لبنتهم أن تطلع فوق. أنا مبسوطة أخي، أكيد مبسوطة. شوف شايفيني أنا مبسوطة جد، لأنه يعني أنتوا غيرتوا إشي كثير.
To be here with the Treadwright Foundation and have them enable us to easily experience these kind of situations and have there be plenty adventure along the way. It's exciting, it's transformational, and it really makes you feel the best you can possibly feel when you leave a country to know that you have made travel matter.
Treadwright's vision is to make travel matter. This mindset is woven into everything that the Travel Corporation's family of brands do. Travel with us and help us to support the people and communities in the places that we visit.
At the end of your Nile cruise and your experience in Cairo, you could then have the opportunity, if you want to explore this region even more, of going to Jerusalem. In this religious, historical city, you will spend 3 days sightseeing and going to places like the tomb of King David, to the place of the Last Supper, to the Lion's Gate, and to 15 different incredible sites with one of our amazing guides. I'm sure that this would be an incredible journey and a great way to end your time in this region. Now, it's my honor to introduce you to one of our Egyptologists, Hani. You know, we're so lucky to have a chance to have him here with us today. He's in Egypt. And you know what? I know he can't wait to speak with all of you. So please let me introduce you now to Hani. Well, now I have the absolute pleasure to introduce Hani Kimona. Hani has worked with Spring Tours for over 20 years, and he's been a partner with us in Uniworld since we launched the River Tosca back in 2009. And he has an incredible job of being an Egyptologist. So, Hani, explain to us what an Egyptologist is.
Perfect. Good evening, everyone. My name is Hani Kamuna. You perfectly said the name. I joined Uniworld 2009, and I've been in this job since 1997. So I have a bit of an experience in this job with Spring Tours and Uniworld. First of all, I would like to explain the term of Egyptology that it started in the dictionary at 1841. And in fact, it meant the science or the study that's concerned with the ancient Egyptian antiquities. Anything related to the ancient Egyptian language, ancient Egyptian culture, ancient Egyptian architecture, ancient Egyptian art, artifacts, statues, anything, temples, anything related to the ancient Egyptian is a part of the Egyptology. So I became more concerned with Egyptology because I was grown and raised by the pyramids area. So I came up and grew up with the dream of having people and introducing this culture and ancient Egyptian civilization to people. So it's been a dream of myself since my childhood.
Wow, it's so impressive. About the amount of years and the amount of studies. Probably my favorite part about being in Egypt is that you really are taken back, and it's the way you tell the story as an Egyptologist. You are an incredible storyteller. So people when they go to Egypt, there's so many incredible things to see and experience. And every time I've been there, I've had the pleasure of going 3 times. I've seen something different. But probably one of my favorite places has to be the Temple of Abu Simbel. Talk
Yeah.
to our guests about some of our incredible places that you take them to and introduce them to.
Perfect. In fact, Egypt is so rich with things and treasures to be able to talk about. But you asked me a question that it is really hard to be answered because every part of Egypt is a highlight. Every part of Egypt is something that tourists or guests should see. It's a country of 7,000 years of history and culture. Starting with the pyramids of Giza, which are almost 5,000 years old. This is one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. In fact, it is the only remaining one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. Or it's not just the Giza pyramids that we have. If we actually go down the river, we'll be able to go and visit Luxor, for example, which is like an open air museum. It does house almost 1/3 of the world monument is in the city of Luxor. It will never stop to amaze us to visit the Karnak Temple. And in fact, I was there September 2021 this year, and it was the first month they start revealing the colors of the temples of the Karnak,
Yes,
the columns. It was amazing.
I
For me as
know.
an
I had a chance to see it. It was spectacular,
For me as an
unbelievable.
Egyptologist and visit this Karnak temple for the last 20 years, it was a sudden surprise to be able to see the colors on the columns that appears for after 3,500 years, for example. So the Karnak temple is one of the places that people would love to go and explore and travel through. Well, go further down to Aswan and catch a little flight for 30 minutes and go to Abu Simbel. These temples, which are the rock cut temples, unlike most of the temples in Egypt, they were all built of rocks, but the temples of Abu Simbel has been cut into the mountain. The temples of Abu Simbel, for example, were built by the king or made for the king Ramses II, one for him and one for his beloved wife, the Queen Nefertari. He made the people to hewn the two statues or the temples into the mountain to make sure that he will be there forever and ever together with his wife. The colors inside the temples of Abu Simbel will never stop to amaze us as well. It's a perfect color, vivid, as if it was built last or painted last night, for example. So it is some place that we would recommend our people to definitely go and visit the temples of Abu Simbel. So every part of Egypt is a highlight. And it is a really hard question to answer because I don't really know where to start with the pyramids, the Valley of the Kings, or the Golden Mask of the King Tutankhamun, the Egyptian Museum, or with the Abu Simbel. It's like huge, huge treasure.
No, there's some. When our guests they arrive into Cairo, and then they fly down to Luxor, where they'll join the incredible super ship Sphinx or the incredible river Tosca, and then from there they get the chance to kind of go back in time, with in the amazing luxury of Uniworld and sail down the river and see it. And it really is mesmerizing, how beautiful the countryside is, and watching the people. One of my favorite things on this last voyage was, the captain, rang his bell, and all the children came down, and they were all yelling at and waving, and they're so excited to see the boats go by, and just seeing the people and how they live is absolutely incredible as well. It's not always about the ancient history things, but also some stuff that's new and seeing how the people live. So there's something that's new in Egypt, though, which I did not have a chance to see, and so now I have to come back. But isn't it the sphinxes that are all lined up? Can you tell us about that?
The Sphinx Avenue, the Sphinx Avenue connecting the two temples together, the Karnak Temple and Luxor Temple. Well, in Luxor, we have two major temples in there. They were dedicated to the god Amun-Ra, one of the most famous gods during the ancient Egyptian time. We're talking about 3,500 years ago, when Luxor, or Thebes, was the capital of Egypt. So Amun-Ra was basically the god worshipped in the huge temple of Karnak. And he had his wife, the goddess Mut, and she was stationed and lived at the temple of Luxor, which is an extension of the temple of Karnak. Both temples, they were connected together by a Sphinx Avenue, a large, huge Sphinx Avenue that contains almost 1,200 sphinxes. And it goes for about 1.8 mile connecting the two temples together.
Wow.
So within the change of the time and the change of religions and the change of the eras, Egypt become Christian and then a Muslim country. So such temples and monuments became pretty much neglected. And in fact, a lot of people built their houses above the temples and above the Sphinx Avenue. So for centuries, until 1930s and 1940s, most of the Sphinx Avenue was under the houses of the locals. So by chance, when they were doing some restoration for the Temple of Luxor, they found the first Sphinx as a part of the Sphinx Avenue that was connecting the two temples together. So the Egyptian government started by maybe 2009 and 2010, moving the people from their side or from their houses and compensating them for sure. And they moved them and relocating them, and they started digging out the Sphinx Avenue. And now finally, it was pretty much a couple of months ago, they start revealing the secret of the Sphinx Avenue in the front of everyone, and it comes back to its beauty. So now tourists are able to walk in between the two temples. Whoever has got the carriage, whoever has got the ability to walk in between the two temples for about 3 kilometers or 1.8 miles, they can enjoy themselves. Imagine you're walking on a road that is like 3,500 years old.
So, Hani, earlier you mentioned the Temple of Karnak. Have you heard of the new movie, The Death on the Nile? The new one that's come out?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
I'm so
very
excited.
exciting. So Disney put together this new movie, Death on the Nile, and it's interesting because the name of the ship is the Karnak. So I
Yeah.
find that that's very interesting. I'm sure a lot of our guests will
Yeah.
go to the movie, and then they'll be inspired to want to come to Egypt and to see and experience more. That's for sure.
Yeah. And the fact that a part of our itinerary, like Uniworld itinerary in Egypt, that we go not just all about temples, by the way, we have a lot of fun that we'll add, like through the tour and other places to be a part of the tour. We are going, for example, to have tea, like high tea, at one of the most beautiful hotels in Aswan, which is called the Old Catholic Hotel. By chance, this hotel is the same place where Agatha Christie wrote the story, Death on the Nile. So we go
Wow.
there, we see the terrace where Agatha Christie had to sit down and watch sunset and write down the story of Death on the Nile. And it'll be like an amazing chance to explore this and to see the chair, the desk, the office of Agatha Christie is still existing in the hotel yet. So it'll be like a nice chance to have this and watch the movie in the same time.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Great. Well, Hani, I really appreciate you joining us all the way from Egypt, and we really appreciate the how you make Egypt come to life and create memories for people that they just it is a bucket list destination, and it's one of those places that everyone should visit at least once in their life. That's for sure. So, and if you go there, don't be surprised if you don't see Hani. I think he'll still be there with us at the Uniworld for many years to come. Thank you so much, Hani. I really appreciate your time today, and I hope to see you again very soon in person.
So, my pleasure. Thank you very much for giving me the chance to introduce myself and to introduce my country as well. And thank you for sharing this experience with me. Thank you so much. We're waiting to see you in Egypt again.
Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope we've inspired you to visit this incredible destination. If you have further questions about Egypt and sailing down the Nile with Uniworld, please contact us directly or reach out to your preferred travel advisor. We look forward to welcoming you on board very soon, and thank you for your time.